Chelsea Sullivan with the Sullivan Turner team at Mabon Real Estate, and thank you for joining us this Saturday afternoon for our Live or Later open house. And this is actually going to be a before or after Live or Later, because we're here at 1455 Nottingham, which is a property we represent, and we're here with the owner and lead designer of Bespoke Fine Interiors, Catherine Hersacher.
Hello.
And Catherine has lived through the transformation of this ranch house to really kind of more of a cottage.
Yeah, that was our intention, was to turn the ranch into a much more cottage-y feel.
We love it. It's been on the market for just 2 weeks. It went under contract after, I think, on day 7, which we're very excited about.
I think it was day 5.
Was it day 5?
Day 5.
Well, gosh, we'll give ourselves credit
for
day 5. But we love this house, and we have a lot of ranch homes of a similar age here in Aiken. And a lot of people wonder, well, what can I do with them? So we thought this was a great opportunity to introduce you to Catherine and really show how you can transform a house. And Becky, if you don't mind showing kind of the yard and the driveway and the street, you're going to see a couple of examples of homes that possibly would be prospects for a renovation. And you know, Catherine, if you were going to talk about the curb appeal, this house is so great. What would you think are the 3 greatest changes that made the curb appeal what it is today?
I think the biggest changes that we made that increased the curb appeal were the house used to be brick and vinyl above, and we completely bricked the entire house. And I see people do ranch conversions where they don't take the brick up the peak of the front of the house, and I think that dramatically lands it in ranch language instead of in cottage language. Mm-hmm. So that was a big decision of ours. The other was this circular drive, which I have to credit my husband for.
Christian did a great job.
He did it with his tractor.
It is actually very sculptural when you're on the porch and you look back at the driveway. It's really pretty.
It's amazing to live with too, because you can get so many cars. But in addition to that, we also changed the porch. And a lot of people, when they do ranch conversions, just put up like a big triangular pediment over the porch. Mm-hmm. But that's not
my
cottagey.
husband does that.
I should maybe watch what I say a little bit. So you know, we bought this house from Sissy. And she and I had been looking. Christian and I were not married yet.
Yes, that's right.
We drove up to
Boy,
this
how
house.
things have changed.
Yeah. We drove up to this house. It was 12 years ago now.
Yes.
And we drove up to this house, and I went, oh. And then we walked in, and I went, oh, he's going to love this house. And sure enough, he did. And we bought it.
I know.
But the reason why he loved it was because it just has a good feeling.
Yeah, the lot is actually a really special lot because it's kind of on the bow of this street. So it's not on a corner, but you basically have a really expansive, view from the front porch.
I agree.
And I think it really changes the character and style. I love what you all did with the front porch. And I love the color on the brick, because it was just a brick and vinyl house, and you all made the choice. It looks like a kind of almost like a lime wash, but not exactly.
We wanted to lime wash the house, but the brick actually was antique brick. The people who built the house had the brick on their farm for 50 years before they built this house. So we could not match the brick. And so we wanted it to be a lighter lime wash, but we ended up going with kind of this heavier whitewash. But we turned out really well. And this porch, when we bought it, was rotten. So it was going to have to come off anyway. And the pair of doors that we added, we thought really enhanced the cottage feel. It helped us get big things in and out. It looks kind of carriagey.
Yes, it does. It really, just such a great job. Thank you and Christian, both a great team. Okay, let's go inside.
So another really big change that we did was in this tiny room, which maybe people would think was not really worth it, but it had just vinyl floor. The ceiling was only like barely 7 foot. And then like if you come in, we added this window. So this was just a little dark.
Yes, it was
hall.
kind of a dark hall, if
Yes.
I remember. It just kind of got you in the house.
Yes, it just
that
got
was
you in
it.
the
That
house.
was its sole purpose. But now with the window and some light, it gives you orientation, and it's just much more gracious. And I love just having that little cottage style flush mount fixture. We're gonna step in and walk into one of my favorite spaces in this house, which is the dining area. And what I love is that you've got this wonderful paneling, but you all put a glaze on it?
We did. This pine paneling is extremely expensive to buy now. I mean, they just don't make boards
Right, they
this
don't make
wide
it
and
anymore.
carved, and so I didn't want to rip it out, but it was orange. This was orange. There were orange cabinets. The cabinets in the kitchen were orange. It was all orange. So we actually went to the Benjamin Moore store and worked with the owner on the suggestion of how to deal with it. And my mom and I did it together. And he actually suggested the paint to glaze mix. So it's a glazing liquid that you add paint to. You have to get it prepared first. But I think we did it in 2 weekends.
Wow.
Yeah.
Your mom is so great.
The other big change in this room is that this used to be a closet.
Yeah, this was a closet. I remember.
And
And
actually,
so-
I think the light is here.
Ta-da.
And so we
Kind of cute, right?
we loved
I
it.
like it.
Christian napped here a lot. Pre-kids. Now we don't nap ever.
Yeah, but it's nice too that you put the grass pop
Yeah.
here, just to kind of, again, texture and texture.
And it's like an unexpected attribute.
Mm-hmm.
You know, people expect that to be cabinet or china closet or something. So
Oh gosh, I am sure this would be my place with a glass of wine. I love that you put 2 lanterns over the dining room table as opposed to 1. What was the thought behind that?
well, the dining table's really massive in terms of its appearance, and I wanted a bigger light, but with the 8-foot ceilings, I had to get a little creative because a bigger light would have overwhelmed the space. So I found these 2 lanterns, and putting 2 lanterns into 1 junction box is really easy for an electrician to do. You just tell them that's what you want to do.
That's what you want. So not necessarily open living, but open kind of kitchen to dining. And you can kind of see that there have been cabinets here before, but I kind of like the transition from this space with the brick flooring. It kind of makes it a more cohesive.
Yeah, we really lived, as most people do, most of our life in these 2 rooms. And we started with the floor and then added, like, so the original cabinets were pine. I mean, I think you can
So
see.
these are original
Yes.
up here.
And, you know, I mean, some people, I think, would be aghast to know that I left that little scallop. But I think it just adds character.
Yeah, it's
And
cute.
I didn't want this kitchen to look like a new kitchen. I wanted it to look like a cottage kitchen. So, you know, you can still buy the strap hinges, and so we put all of this cabinetry in. The only original cabinetry left is this here.
But I love that the new cabinetry below the counter looks like the old cabinetry. You guys did a great job of making it seamless. And I love the counters and the backsplash is so pretty. And then this really, I mean, this is a really cool farmhouse sink.
That is a custom sink.
Okay.
That's probably a very big ticket item.
Well, it's very chic and it has a little shine and it reflects light and it's just great. And then this is a cool space because if I remember, it wasn't an interior space before.
No, we added that bump out. The refrigerator was actually where you're standing right now, and there was the back door was, you know, what we're looking at right now. I mean, here, this is where the back door was. So we, just to gain some extra real estate, which made all the difference in the world. So now with this kitchen, I had 2 workspaces. We used to use this more as like a bar.
Right, a bar, buffet, if you had friends
Right.
over.
Yeah.
And then this door here leads to the the kind of storage room,
Right.
which kind of looks like it has it has a lot of old cabinets in it, so very useful. So the original house, I mean, to me, these two rooms are most reflective of the original home, just because of the 2-inch wide hardwood flooring. You've got the old style built-in cabinet here, but of course we have new windows, and it's been refreshed with lighting. Recessed lighting really can change a room, can't it?
I love overhead lighting. I know some people don't, but I personally think it's an amazing thing. And I also love the 1.5-inch boards. We just put this in our new house as well. I think there's so much character in the small boards. I know there's a place for all size boards, but I really love to stick with
it
them.
must have been a lot of more work when these were installed originally.
I guess, yeah.
I guess.
Yeah, I guess so.
Well, and of course I thought they were 2-inch, but
Sorry.
so this was the dining room in the original floor plan, and where the dining room was more of a family room. But how did you use this space?
We use this as a little library. We, like I said, lived pretty much exclusively in the dining room. We still do that, eat all of our meals in our dining room. So this became a little reading nook. We sat here a lot just with one friend and had a glass of wine.
Nice conversation.
Yeah, and we're not big open floor plan people. I think I said this before, we really like to journey through a house. I mean, we don't want to live in a rabbit warren in any way, but so we made the decision not to open this house up. I think other people might have tried to take out this kind of
have all of this space kind of open.
right? But I think it's more charming to not have it.
Well, and it definitely, I think, adds to the cottage feel, which is what your objective was.
Yes.
Yes.
Sorry.
So, why don't we take a moment to look at the outside? We have this great picture window in the living room, and of course, what catches my attention straight away is this gorgeous crepe myrtle. One of the great things about these neighborhoods that have the older ranch homes is that they have established trees and landscaping, and sometimes they're overplanted, and if you lose something, that's a good thing, but they also anchor. So I love that tree, but I'm really curious as to Christian's inspiration for the storage shed.
So the shed was supposed to be a storage shed and a chicken coop. And the chickens were supposed to live in the little tower, but that didn't happen. And it's been an amazing extra storage for us, and it just really completely changed this backyard. I mean, it's so unique and special, and
I think it gives that, background and foreground in design help you see space better. And I think it actually made the yard, you recognize the scale of the backyard once you have that anchor.
I agree. And your comment about the mature trees on, houses that are 50, 60, 80 years old, you really can't recreate that. So
not instantly, that's for
we
sure.
have this amazing crepe myrtle, one out front, and several really nice dogwoods, and they're 50 years old now, at least.
I love that you have a vegetable garden. It might not be as well attended to since you're not living here right now, but it's really cute that you were able to kind of almost bring a farmhouse feel to the cottage with that.
We've gotten a lot of fruits and vegetables out of that garden. And the lavender, which has taken like 3 years to establish, is now so well established.
Well, I know that the new homeowner is going to enjoy that.
I hope so.
Why don't we walk to the bedroom wing? Becky, we're going to walk behind you a little bit as we transition. And this house has 3 bedrooms and 2 full baths, but it started as 1.5 baths.
Correct.
And so this is one of the guest rooms here. And one of the elements that Catherine and Christian added are these built-in bookshelves and drawers.
So the idea of this room was always to be a home office, except I don't work well at home. Basically, I don't work at home. So in the end, this ended up being our daughter's room. And a twin size bed actually fits perfectly here. Actually, a full size bed fits there as well. But you know, we did have it set up with a desk at one point and a chest, and it's a great size room, you know, for multiple different functions. But the built-ins really changed the feeling. And I just will say one thing as a little design tip, like, take the built-ins to the ceiling if you live in a house that's less than 9-foot ceilings.
It makes the ceiling height go up.
It makes the ceiling height go up, and it feels authentic. It doesn't look like something you added, and no one can ever figure out what to put on top of them anyway if they don't go to the ceiling, and they just collect tons of dirt.
So you changed all the doors in the house.
We changed all the doors, all the windows,
and all the hardware.
All the hardware.
So attractive.
Yeah.
I love it.
I love a raised panel door.
Yeah.
Pretty much in like every project.
So we have a second guest bedroom here that has a really cool modern fan, which I kind of love. And it has nice scale, this room. And again, with windows on two sides, you really get, you can really appreciate the scale of the lot from this room.
This room has a lot of great light because of the windows on two corners. And again, like, you know, we needed the room to have a bed and a desk, but a queen size bed fit great in here as well with storage.
It lives larger than probably the dimensions would.
I would
Make
say
you
so,
think.
yeah.
So this was the one full bath when you bought this house.
The one full bath.
And wasn't it blue
It
and
was
yellow?
blue, yes,
Or
it was
something?
blue.
And you completely have transformed it. Do you want to talk about some of your design choices? And I love that you have a window in the shower.
We love windows in showers, and we love windows in bathrooms. I know a lot of people don't, but the natural light is just so inviting. You know, I wanted a neutral scheme, and so I chose...
And classic.
Yes, and classic, right. And so I chose this porcelain tile, but I really wanted to have some storage under the sink, so we had this custom vanity made, you know, with a door and a drawer, so that you could get some storage in. And then we added the medicine cabinet, another large ticket item.
Well, it's very cool, and that it's recessed into the wall, again, makes the space go this way.
Well, we were really
expands it.
concerned with having it be functional for, you know, the person living in this bedroom, but also be nice enough to have as a powder.
Right.
So it does that dual purpose.
Right. I love that this hallway is wider.
Well, unfortunately, I have to give Christian credit for that.
Yay, Christian!
There was a closet here, which is why the brick was painted. Someone else painted it, but it was painted and non-painted, and we left it to kind of remind us that Christian won that battle. But it made all the difference in the world to come down this hall and actually have this relief.
Yes.
Yes, it made all the difference.
Really
in the world.
feel it. So this is the original owner's bedroom that still is the main master owner's suite. And there was only a half bath in this room. And if I recall, was it right there?
Yes, the half bath was right here. And I mean, it doesn't even look big enough for a half bath now. You know,
Yeah, so how did that happen?
there was a tiny little pedestal sink and a tiny little toilet. So we used this nook as a little seating nook. And actually there was a window, so the bathroom is an addition. And there was a window where that door is, which we moved over here. So there was only one offset in the room window on that side, and then one window on this side. And again, like having those two windows greatly changed the light.
And then the recessed lighting, and then just this really nice neutral palette. You know, you could have fun decorating and lots of color schemes in here. So let's look at the bathroom because it's so nice. I love these sconces and the double vanity, and of course, who doesn't want this great walk-in shower?
Well, I would say that my style is a little bit of like pushing the new into the old, you know, not getting rid of the old, but kind of bringing a little bit more modern spin. So the vanity is not cottagey, but still has that like furniture piece look, I would say. And then, you know, the lighting selections I just made. One thing that I see a lot at clients' houses is I feel people build showers that are too big. So this shower is 42 wide by 54 long. And I literally have had about 8 clients in this shower. Like, come to my house.
I'm going in.
Because people don't believe me that they won't feel claustrophobic in it.
I feel great in it. But I love this little detail of the little shelf in the shower.
I personally prefer a shelf than a niche because almost always you end up with bottles that don't fit in a niche. So I won't say that that's the easiest detail to build, but a good tile person has
No,
no
but it's a different idea, which I like.
Oh wait, you have to go back in there for
Wait,
1 second.
what is that?
That's to put your toe.
What do you mean?
No, the little shelf. Oh, that's the drain. The little shelf is to put your toe while you're shaving.
Oh,
That's so smart.
I'm like, what's that?
That's the drain.
That's a cool drain.
It is a cool drain. That is another thing that Christian insisted on. So.
I know. It's so interesting how we campaign for things.
Yes. Yeah.
But the lighting's so nice. Again, I love the sconces, but also I love the ceiling fixture there. It's beautiful. So, okay, so the closet, you guys, this closet is a great closet for the scale home. And I know this is part of the addition, but I mean, who designed this closet? How did you all decide who was going to get what space? I love that you have natural light in the closet. You can decide if you have blue or black on.
I mean, this is another thing that I see people not willing to do. They don't want to lose the real estate of hanging to have a window. And, you know, we use these are natural fiber shades, and like a lot of light still comes through and you see the window, so you don't feel as blocked in. It's not so wasted as if you put like a solid shade on it. But you know, I guess this was my side, that was his side. And I work with carpenters in the home in Augusta.
Oh, right. I've heard of them. They do a great job.
They do an amazing job, and you know, I just kind of told her what we needed, and she came back with a design, and it really worked for us.
So also the ceiling here is not just a level ceiling. So I think that gives it, again, that kind of cottage feel. Like you took a room that would have been originally on the house, even though this is new, but it feels like it's old.
Yeah, when we did the addition, we knew we didn't need attic space above it, so we did the vaulted in here.
Yeah.
And I mean, they're actually not huge spaces, so the vaulting makes it feel a little bit bigger.
Yeah, it's nice, the ceiling height. And again, that you have 2 light sources plus the recessed lighting. I mean, you can't have enough lighting in a closet.
No, you absolutely cannot. That's my opinion too. And then we added, you know, like a lot of ranches, the washer and dryer were in the garage.
Yes.
And it was always yucky because of our dogs. So we added the washer and dryer in here, and I mean, it was so great just to like take off your clothes, throw them in the washer.
I know there is a convenience aspect to that, right?
There is, absolutely, yes. It's
goodness.
not as great with kids because when the kids are in here, in the washer, but it's worked out really well.
So maybe Catherine at some point in the future will take us on a tour of her new home that Catherine and Christian just moved in, what, a month or so ago?
A month ago, exactly.
I know, congratulations.
Thank you.
We're so excited
Thank
for
you.
you.
Thank
You so much for joining us today.
Yeah, it was
Your
fun.
insights are
Thank
so valuable, and we get a little bit more of the history and story behind it all. Thank you for joining us for Live or Later at 1455 Nottingham, and we'll look forward to seeing you next Friday for the weekly wrap-up.